I brought some artifacts and some musical instruments today. First of all, we'll talk about the artifacts. I was looking for a place to plant food plots for deer and turkey on my farm, you know, plowing up the ground. So I was doing test plots, and every place was really, really rocky. Well, I finally found a fairly good place that didn't have a lot of rock. But when I started plowing it up, I started finding artifacts, ancient Indian artifacts. And one of the things that I found when I was first plowing it was I found this big flat rock. You can see it in this picture here a little bit. I found this big flat rock. And my daughter just happened to be riding by on a four-wheeler just about that moment when I plowed that up. And I stopped and I said, "Rochelle, you're not going to believe this, but there's a Native American Indian buried under that rock." And she goes, "Oh yeah, right, Dad, sure, yeah. She thought, like, you are nuts. And I said, she says, "What makes you think so?" And I said, "Well, I know they carried that flat rock from that creek way down the hill, and they brought it all the way up here." So sure enough, we just dug down like 6 inches, and we found all these other flat rocks laid up. See how they laid them up around on top of the grave there? Okay. Well then, over the years, I found just more and more artifacts all the time. And I found almost all these artifacts here off the farm. There was a couple I didn't find there. I didn't find the ones in the corner, in these 3 corners. I didn't find here. These 3 here. And this one here in the middle, I found this at where I used to live, right by a spring. This is probably the oldest one in here. This one could be 10,000 to 12,000 years old. It's called a Dalton point. The rest of these I found pretty much all on the farm. The little tiny ones are about 500 to 1,500 years old. They were shot on arrows. Those are really what you call arrowheads. The rest of them are pretty much spear points.
Or knives.
Digging up graves.
Yeah, and knives too. They could be used for knives. This one here is a scraper, and they would scrape the hides and get the fat off the hides and things like that. This one here. And this one down here with it's kind of got a hole in it. You can't hardly see it. It's not a hole all the way through it, but it's an indentation, like you could stick your end of your finger down in it, and it's real smooth. And they would hold that on top of a stick and spin the stick, and that's how they made their fires. Yeah, there's a lot of little tiny ones. Okay, and then here's some other things we found. Anybody know what these are?
Rocks.
Rockies.
Rockies. Was the one you stuck to my ashes?
Wait, I think it's the one that smooth it.
Can you see the grooves around it there?
Yeah, it's just smoothing the weapons.
Any idea what they used them for?
Sharpening their
weapons.
No, they sharpen the rocks.
Nope. I haven't heard anybody say axe. That's what this was an axe. It's a hand axe. And this is about 8,000 years old, and what they did was they put a groove all the way around it like that, and then would hold it like this in their hand. And these were before they put them on sticks, much heavier.
Those can be tomahawks.
Yeah, basically a tomahawk is what it is. It's a hand axe. And this one here is the same way. These are about 8,000 years old. Is when they did this. And, well, guess what this is made out of? Anybody know what it's made out of besides rock?
Clay, dirt. Lava? Clay.
Nope. It's heavy, very heavy.
Probably
They
made out of stone.
Make lots of stuff out of it today. Your car's made out of it. Metal, that's right. It's iron. It's iron ore, basically. It's called hematite. They were pretty smart people to find that. Can you go out and find hematite? I have never found any. They were pretty smart. They were not dummies. Okay, anybody know what this is called? It's not a banjo.
It's a guitar.
Oh, who said what?
I said guitar.
Violin.
Mandolin. Who said mandolin?
Violin.
There's a boy knows what's going on right there. Yeah, it's a mandolin. And what is that called?
Bass.
Half of you said bass. You know, bass are found in a river. That's where you go fishing.
Bass.
It's a bass.
Bass.
All right, since this is about Missouri days, and these were found in Missouri, and this mandolin, by the way, was made in Missouri. I made it out of a tree that was growing on my farm. It was a sycamore tree. I cut the tree down and whittled it all out. Basically, it's all made by hand. We're going to do a song now about Native Americans, and it's called Seminole Wind. Ever since the days of old, man has searched for wealth untold. They dig for silver, pan for gold, and leave the empty hole. Way down south in the Everglades, where the black waters flow and the sawgrass sways, the eagles fly and the otters play in the land of the Seminole. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. Calling to you like a long lost friend, but I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Michigan, across the home of the Seminole, the alligator had gone. Progress came and took its toll, and in the name of flood control, they made their plans and they drained the land. Now the glades are going dry. The last time I walked in the swamp, I stood up on a cypress stump. I listened close and I heard the ghost of Osceola cry. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long lost friend, but I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Michigan, across the home of the Seminole, the alligator had gone. Now, since this is Missouri Days, have you ever heard of Frank and Jesse?
Yes.
Who are they?
Jesse James.
Yeah, that's right. They were outlaws. What did they do? They robbed trains.
Jesse James is Frank. My brother is named Jesse James Ponce.
Yeah, that's what they say. That was the legend anyway. Although I don't think that was 100% true. I think they did that to some degree. Let's see. We're going to do one called, what is it called, by the way?
Frank's Farewell.
Frank's Farewell. Frank James Farewell.
Well, the dust is off my holster, polished up my gun, counted out my memories, my mornings and the sun. Wild rights and reason, I should not be standing here. I lived my brother, I lived the 30 years. And tonight I can hear Jesse calling. And tonight we will ride once again. I believe I have seen my sunset. I believe I have joined my best friend. I believe I have joined my best friend. Now me and little Jesse, we rode away to fame. Engineers were shuddered at the mention of our name. We were more than dinosaur dogs, more than fancy noise. We were farmers from Missouri, Mrs. James' baby boy. And tonight I can hear Jesse calling. And tonight we will ride once again. I believe I have seen my sunset. I believe I have joined
more song in real quick. You know what the Gateway Arch, you know why it's called the Gateway Arch? Anybody know why? Well, because there's an arch. But you know why it's called Gateway? Because it's the gateway to the west. And so this song is called Going to the West. Are we brothers and sisters? No, we're just friends.
They both just have white hair.
Yeah, that's not the closest we can get.
The Indian song? Dig up any Indians?
Say that again.
Did you dig up any Indian ones?
Did I dig up any Indian bones?
Yes.
No, It's a very old site, and Missouri soils are very acidic. That means they have a lot of acid in the soils, and the bones won't last that long. Not 8,000 or 10,000 years. No.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be careful.
Y'all have fun.
Thank you.